There was movement at the station, for the word had passed around that the colt from Ulric had got away. He joined the Wild Bush horses. He was worth £1,000, so all the cracks had gathered at the fray. All the tribe and noted riders from the stations near and far had mustered at the homestead overnight, for the bush and love hard riding where the Wild Bush horses are, and the stock horse snuffs the battle with delight. There was Harrison, who made his pile when Parnham won the cup. The old man with his hair as white as snow, but few could ride beside him when his blood was fairly up. He could go wherever horse and man could go. And Clancy of the Overflow came down to lend a hand. No better horseman ever held the reins, for ne'er a horse could throw him while the saddle girths would stand. He learnt to ride by driving on the plain. And there was one, a stripling, on a small and weedy beast. He was something like a racehorse undersized, with a touch of Timor pony, 3 parts thoroughbred at least, and such as are his mountain horseman pride. He was hard and tough and weary, just the sort that won't say die. There was courage in his quick and patient tread, and he wore the badge of gayness in his bright and fiery eyes, and a proud and laughing carriage on his head. But once so silent and weedy, one would doubt his power to say. And the old man said, "That horse will never do for a long and tall and gallop, lad. You'd better stop away. Those hills are far too rough for such as you." So he waited, sad and wistful. Only Clancy stood his friend. "Well, we might let him come along. I'll roar and he'll be with us when he's wandered at the end. For both his horse and he are mountain bred. He hails from Snowy River, where the hills are twice as steep and twice as rough, where a horse's hoof strikes firelight and the flintstones every stride, and the man that holds his own is good enough. And the Snowy River riders on the mountains make their home, where that river runs those giant hills between. I've seen full of horsemen since I first commenced to roam, but never yet such horsemen have I seen." So he went. They found the horses by the big Mimosa Club. They raced away toward the mountain brow, and the old man gave his orders. "Boys, go up to them from the jump. No use to try fancy riding yet. And Clancy, you must wheel them. Try to wheel them to the right. Ride boldly, lads, and never fear the spill. But never yet was rider who couldn't get them up in sight once they gained the shelter of those hills." So Clancy rode to wheel them. He was racing on the wing, where the best and boldest riders take their place, and he raced his stock horse past them, and he made the rangers ring with his stock whip as he met them face to face. Then they halted for a moment, while he swung the dreaded lash. But they saw their well-loved man full in view, and they charged beneath the stock with a sharp and sudden dash, and out into the mountain scrub they flew. And fast the horsemen followed, with their gorgeous deep and black, rose sounded the thunder of their treads, and the stock whip woke the echoes as they fiercely answered back from the cliffs and crags that builded overhead. And upward, ever upward, the wild horses held their way, where mountain ash and courage on grew wild, and the old man muttered fiercely, "We may bid the mob good day." No man could hold them down the other side. When they reached the mountain summit, even Clancy took a pull. Well, it might make the boldest hold their breath. The wild hops grew thickly, the hidden grounds full of wombat holes, and any slip was death. But the man from Snowy River had the pony have his head. He swung his top whip round and gave a cheer, and he raced him down that mountain like a torrent down its bed, while the others stood and watched in very fear. He sent the flintstones flying, but the pony kept his feet. He cleared the falling timber in his stride, and the man from Snowy River never shifted in his seat. He was grand to see that mountain horseman ride the stringy bucks and saplings on the rough and broken ground, and down that hillside at a racing pace he went, and he never drew the bridle till he landed safe and sound at the bottom of that terrible descent. He was right among the horses as they climbed the farther hill, and the watchers on the mountain standing mute saw him ply the stock whip fiercely. He was right amongst the as he raced across the clearing in pursuit. Then they lost him for a moment where two mountain gullies met, but a final glimpse reveals, on a dim and distant hillside, with the wild horses racing yet, with a man from Snowy River at the heels, and he ran them single-handed till their sides were white with foam, and felt like a bloodhound on that track, till they halted cowed and beaten. Then they turned their heads for home, and their lone assistant brought them back. But his hardy mountain pony, he could scarcely raise a trot. He was blood from head to shoulder from the spur, but his pluck was still undaunted, and his courage firing hot, for never yet was mountain horseman occurred. And down by Kosciuszko, where the pine-clad ridges rise, their torn and rugged battles on stripe, the air is clear as crystal, and white stars fairly blaze at midnight in the cold and frosty sky. And where around the Overflow the reed bears sweep and sway the breezes, and the rolling plains are white, the man from Snowy River is a household word today, and the stockmen tell the story of his ride.